you had mentioned all these jobs that have, that would be created. Are those aggregate numbers, or would there be jobs lost in other industries at the same time?
Representative Williamson, Chair Williamson, Representative Barreto. The analyses that we are basing this on, there have been a couple economic analysis looking at Oregon and then also looking at the programs in place elsewhere. In 2016, the legislature actually directed DEQ to study cap and trade for Oregon. They put out a report in 2017 looking at it, including a third-party economic analysis, and it showed that Oregon's economy would not be impacted by this, and so then you have to start going into the details of the program. What we've talked about the last working group sessions last fall, which is in this exact room, was we had many coming forward and talking about ways to tailor it even more so to Oregon industries and to ensure that Oregon industries are protected and growing. And so that's where you see a lot of the energy intensive industries receiving up to 90% free allowances, and then also where the investments go to help spur even more job creation from there. Does that answer your question?
A little bit, but I'll wait to get your statement there. So one last question, and that is, you had mentioned, I don't want to say cutouts, but like for the pulp industry, incentives that they wouldn't have to pay. They could get up to 90%, I think you mentioned, of relief on this. So is that open to all industries, or is that kind of picking winners and losers?
Chair Williamson, Representative Barreto, thank you for the question. That applies to what we've defined as energy-intensive trade-exposed industries, and to explain what that means, I may actually turn it back to Meredith, who's a little bit more of the policy wonk on that front, if that would be okay with you.
Energy-intensive trade exposed is defined as those industries who use a lot of energy and therefore produce a lot of emissions, or those who are exposed, they cannot pass that dollar on and stay competitive in the market. We share, for environmental and economic reasons, the same goal to keep those industries in Oregon. Then? Agriculture is actually not regulated by the bill. The program carves out the agricultural and forestry sectors from this bill. It focuses on the largest sources of fossil fuel production, those over 25,000, and that is primarily in the utilities, transportation, and some of our large manufacturing and industry sectors. Thank you very much. Thank you.